doing stuff where the students take a central role in what is supposed to happen. So I always try to make sure that the kids play the most important part in the lesson.
I'm teaching entrepreneurship, and actually the inspiration comes from reading the daily news. The news explain the current situation in the world, and the world turns around the economy and businesses. So by applying those teachings and that information to the students, so they understand that things go up and go down and why it happens, it's very good for them to be able to critically thinking evaluate the situation of the world themselves as well.
I often talk to the kids about what they want to do, what they're interested in, so that's a really big part of how we design our lessons. But it's also all about the community that we teach in, so it's other teachers and parents are sometimes involved, and it's just a lot of people who make that happen.
Children usually respond to task and reward very well, so it's very good for me to present them with a simple task or a theory, and then try to make a joke or give an example that they are related with, for example, games or fashion or something that is current, something that is trendy, because they respond very well because they are already with a lot of information about that subject.
I think to engage children to learn, you need to make it fun and interesting for them as well. It's not all just fun and games, but the topic needs to be suitable for them. And it's also about having a good relationship with them, building a community that you can respect each other and have that trust that you will help each other out and that you will be helped out if you don't know where to go next.
Because I focus so much on making sure that the students play the most important part, more often than not, it is quite easy for them to engage. And sometimes, of course, as all teachers do, you get the question, what do I need this for? And well, there's always something that you do need it for. There's always a reason why you need to train something. The brain is like a muscle, it needs to be trained, and the more we vary our training, the same way with varying our diet and anything else in life, the better. And they tend to accept that.
So when children don't listen, I first take a good look at myself, if there's something in my teaching or in the topic that should change, that I should approach differently. But in other times when kids are playing and they don't want to stop, we have our little things that we do. We have clap games, we have rhymes that we say, and there's many ways to get kids to listen and to participate again.
Well, that really depends on the child and who they are. There's a different solution and a different tool for every child because most children have different personalities. I've yet to see a copy-paste of a child. So generally, it really depends on the child. Like sometimes clap, sequence, facial expression, mimic, phrase, it depends, it changes. It always changes depending on the child.
This is a very specific question. It relates with the behavior of the children itself, their education. And my approach to this is actually not to do anything. When the kids are behaving in a way that they shouldn't, I just ignore them, I stop talking, and I just look at the screen or look at them in class. And some of them will actually recognize my behavior, and they will start telling whoever is not behaving accordingly to stop talking or to stop acting irresponsibly. So they themselves recognize this, and this is my approach. Not me telling them how they should do, but they figure out themselves and recognize themselves that they are not acting as they should.
I like the food. The food's pretty good. And I love the forest. I really like the forest. Unfortunately, I haven't had much time to see it yet because of the whole Corona thing. But the few times I did manage to get out into the countryside and see some more of Lithuania, it's beautiful. It's really nice countryside and really beautiful forest as well.
For me, Lithuania has been a country where I've spent around 5 years now. And there is many things that fascinate me, the countryside and the culture, the traditions, but most of all the food itself, because even though it's not a very big country, every single region has a very unique culinary tradition, and you can find the same dish done in various ways depending on the region that you are visiting at the moment.
Well, we moved here when Corona was already started, so we haven't seen that much of Lithuania yet. But for sure, what I love about this country is the nature that you find everywhere. Also in Vilnius, in a big city, you find that coziness somehow, and I really love that. And the people are, so far, have been amazing. They've been super nice and welcoming. So it's been a great journey so far.